Hello, everyone, and welcome to Work-Based Webinar Wednesday. This is Ron Salisbury School's Career Technical Education Department. My name is Dominique Bates. I am the Associate CTE Director of Work-Based Learning and Community Partnerships. I have some special guests with me today. Of course, I always got my intern with me, Micaiah. I have a Crosby Scholars representative that's with me as well. We got some great things for you today. Without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Kaya, you go first, and then we'll pass the ball to Melissa.
Okay, my name is Micaiah McDaniel, and I'm a senior at North Rowan High School.
Okay, well, I'm Melissa Waller, and I am a high school outreach specialist at Crosby Scholars. And I think you had asked me what got me into my career. I think that was one of the questions somewhere that you told me I could bring up. So I spent 15 years in construction, owning our own business, and I got a teaching position at the local community college to make extra money for a mission trip. Fell in love with education, and here I am.
Awesome. So today, folks, Miss Waller has a presentation for you, and she's going to talk to you about SMART goals. So go ahead and take it away.
All right, let's talk about SMART goals. First off, I want to talk to you about goals. What are goals? So can you see this? Hold on. Woo. Goals. I come up with this acronym. So when you think about the G, you need to think about go all the way to the top. Don't stop. Keep going. O, when you make a goal, own it. Make it yours. A, awake the soul. Look for stuff deep inside you. L, hey, just love life. That's what makes it fun, having goals. And S, shoot for the stars. Not just horizon, go for the stars. So that is just something that I came up with so you can remember goals. Now, we got to be smart about them, right? So here, and I know students hear SMART goals and they're like, oh, not again. But let me tell you, I'm going to make this a little bit more interesting for you. All right, see my SMART goals chart here? Cool. My kids took my chart, so this is how I had to remake it. First off, your goals need to be specific. And what does that mean? See, I got a little target right here. Like if you're shooting bows and arrows, you got to be specific. So I'm going to play I'm a high school student. I got 2 high school students in my house, and that's what I deal with most of the time. But one of the SMART goals that I would like to see my kids do is get more involved in school, right? That beeps up the resume. That helps with college and career stuff. So I tell them to be more involved in school, but y'all, that's not real specific at all. That's like huge. So we got to bring it back here. So I tell my kids, join at least one club that interests you by October, which that's middle of fall semester. Usually clubs have started coming out and around by then. Well, so the second thing is that goal SMART? So we're specific at what we're wanting. Okay, being more involved in your school. We want to know if it is measurable. Okay? When you think of measurable, think of a measuring cup. I don't use this much, my kids do. Or a measuring tape. Can you measure it? So if you were to join one club by October 1st, can you measure that? It's either a yes or a no. Did you or did you not join one club? Okay? Simple. So the next thing is it actionable. Can you take action on it? What are your resources? Does this make sense? Why join a club if your school don't have clubs, right? So what you need to do to make that actionable, you need to go to the club meetings, okay? Usually there's like a club fair, a club sign up, open house. We've already been through that. A little different this year with COVID, right? So it may just come out on Canvas. you're interested in a club, come and meet. So you've got to make it actionable. Are the resources there? And is there something you're interested in? All right. So the other one is irrelevant. Okay, relevant. Does it make sense to you? Well, I already know that I want to go into business, right? So the smart thing to do to make it relevant is to choose a club that interests you. So FBLA would be a perfect club, and that's relevant to your career and your interests. So that makes sense. Everybody agree? Look excited. Woohoo! We're gonna join a club. All right. So the last one is it time bound. And the easiest way to think about time bound is you have a start and a finish to look at this goal. And for a student, you chose to find a club by October 1st, right? October 1st comes and you've done that and you can measure that you did one club. There you go. It's time bound. You did what you set out to do. SMART goals are made that way to break it down. So again, let's look at what SMART goals are. Specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. Now you need to make some goals.
Absolutely. I loved it. I love it. So you need to make sure it's specific, measurable, actionable,
Relevant.
Relevant is very important.
Yeah, because if it doesn't make sense, you don't want to join. Let's say you don't want to join the photography club if you don't like photography.
Right. Makes
Right.
a whole bunch of sense.
So why is goal setting important?
Well, I am so glad you asked that. So let me tell you why goal setting is important. First of all, right, I got some more object lessons here. Y'all ready? You ready? Anybody ever seen anything that looks like this? What is this? Students get a pen at the beginning of the semester. It's a syllabus.
A syllabus.
Yes, with all the due dates and all your assignments. Especially for high school students, you see this, and what's the first thing you come home and do? I can't believe it. I can't do this, Mom. How am I going to do this? So this is something that me and my kids came up with, and I presented to my college students. All right, object lesson. You ready? I'm going to explain how this works, why setting goals is important. Anybody ever watch this movie?
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
There is a song in there. Can you see that?
No.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. So when you look at your long-term goals, like all your class assignments, okay, sometimes it's overwhelming. I had a high school kid sitting in my room at 9:45 last night, flipping out. And I had to remind her of this. While this word looks like, no, can you spell it off the top of your head, Mr. Bates?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Off the top of my head, I'm going to have to look at your paper.
All right, then don't spell it. All right. So when you have a long-term goal or a long list of things you do, you have to break it down.
I love it.
Into little smaller goals. You see that? So if you memorize these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you can spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but don't ask me to spell it. I just use this as a motivation. And that project at the end of the semester doesn't seem so hard to obtain. So it's important for students to have the mindset of setting these short-term goals to a long-term goal. And it can be as something as easily as finishing the semester with an A, and that's measurable. So that is why goals are important. It helps you see the long term. So if you set these little goals, you can make your big one.
So what is your daily regimen for reaching long-term goals?
Okay, so y'all gonna laugh again. I have another object. I am not going to show mine. Okay, I had to print out a fresh one. I keep this on my desk in a picture frame. Remember that whole thing I put up a while ago? This is for 6 months. And in order to reach my long-term goal, I map it out on here for 6 months. Okay. And then I frame this or put it on a bulletin board beside my desk so I can see it every day. And then behind it, since I'm a little nerd and I'm a list maker, goals, and this is my SMART goal sheet that I end up with at the end of the 6 months.
It's pretty bright too. Is there any reason why you chose bright colors?
So I could see them and they're happy.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I'm not showing you my personal one because they're personal goals, but that is what I do. And one other thing that I do when I'm setting a long-term goal, and I tell students to do this all the time, whatever your goal is. The example I gave today was for high school students, okay? Well, a year ago, I was training for a half marathon. And this is when I really got into the goal setting. Personally, I've always done it professionally, but personally, it was time for me to set my own goals. I set my goals. I used those little charts I showed you, but my goal was to beat my personal record for a half marathon. So every day, this was on my screen. This is one of the finisher medals, and this one's actually the second one I've done. But I'll put it where I can see it every day to remind me of my goal, okay? But sometimes when you give objects to reinforce it, you can remember the objects more than anything else. And I did get a personal record at that one last year. It is nothing to write home about. It was personal for me. And we are not doing one this year because of COVID. We have another goal, and it's biking. So there you go.
So what is your advice for the students who are watching?
My advice is to set those goals. And when you feel overwhelmed about something that you need to accomplish, whether it's a personal goal, a professional student goal, think about Mary Poppins in the Disney movie and think about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And actually, if you listen to the words of the song, it actually explains that you just have to look at things differently. And that's what SMART goals are. It breaks it down for you. You can do anything you want to. We can give you all these resources, and you just have to use them. So for my students, just like my child, who actually is one of my students, I had to remind her of this last night. We have to break it down. Quit trying to do 75 definitions in one night. Make it small, break it up. You got this, set your goals. I'm going to get my goal done this year, and that is that 20-mile bike ride. And that's not a lot for cyclists. I know that. But for somebody who does not bike very well, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I like biking, and I'm not a cyclist at all.
I'm not a cyclist neither.
I get up every morning about 5 o'clock. Sometimes I get up earlier so I can ride longer. But I can get about 5 miles in 25 minutes. And
you have to break that up to train for the longer rides. The same thing as doing goals. Yep. And that is our goal. I've been set aside. I always do it with a partner because it's safer. But I've been set aside because I have a bruised back. Long story. But so yep. We're a week behind in training.
Yeah, but like you said, that's what I do. I break it down. I eventually want to get up to about 12 or 13 miles, maybe 15 in an hour.
Whew.
So yeah, because I want to ride fast.
See, I'm not a fast rider. Not at
I
all.
want it to be effective. So yeah.
Me
But
either.
that fits right in with the SMART goal and breaking it down. And so I say that to say that it's going to be a part. You can make SMART goals a part of every aspect of your life, and so that's great. All the words were great. All the information was great. Excellent content, excellent examples. And so, Miss Waller, we really appreciate you. We appreciate all that you do and just the great information that you gave us today. Now, since you made me spell try to make me spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? We're gonna play a game. I'm gonna put you on the spot. We're gonna play Last Man Standing, and the way that we play this game is we start off naming a letter, and then every person has to name a word that begins with that letter. But you have to repeat what everyone before you has said. Are we clear on the instructions?
I can't write them down, can I?
Nope, you can't write them down. You can't. You don't have to break it down in your head. Break
Okay.
it down. All right, so we will let Micaiah name the letter, and we will let you go first since you're our guest. We'll be nice to you. So it'll go Melissa, Mr. Bates, and Micaiah.
Okay.
So, but you get to name the letter, Micaiah. You name the letter.
Okay, let's do G.
The letter G.
Good.
Good gracious.
Good gracious glue.
Good gracious glue. Goofy.
Good gracious glue goofy goonie.
Good gracious glue goonie Godzilla.
You missed Goofy.
Oh, I did.
You missed Goofy.
Oh my god, that was a lot.
So it looks like the adults are the winners here today. But that's it. That's all we have for you. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram at RSSCTE. Go look at our Facebook page where we will be posting these videos. RSSCTE. Go to our Twitter page. We are RSS__CTE. We have a website where the videos are posted to. It's www.workbasedwebinarwednesday.org. www.workbasedwebinarwednesday.org. And this is your Work-Based Webinar Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.